Yay! Hello, everybody, and welcome to theStream.tv. This is a very special episode of the Survivor After Show. I am going to be interviewing some of my personal favorite picks for Survivor Second Chances, where you yourself get to vote for who gets on that season. I'm going to start right now by telling you, my name is Jerri Manthey. I'm your host here at theStream.tv, and I personally endorse Theresa T-Bird Cooper, who is my first guest. I will be interviewing her. She is the Tina of Africa. That is what she was labeled. We're going to see how she feels about that in a second. And she is the first woman to win an individual immunity after Kelly Wigglesworth in season 1, which really doesn't say much about my season 2, for us women. Oops. So, Theresa, are you there?
Hey, Jerri, I'm here.
Oh
Jerri,
my gosh.
What a thrill to be endorsed by you, to be a personal pick. I can't even tell you what that means to me. Before I was a player, I was a fan, and I am a huge fan of you. And I think I sent you something saying that you're a legend, and I know you hear that from a lot of us, but I actually mean it, and I want to show you actually, so you'll believe me. Look what I have here.
Oh my gosh, I can't see it.
Okay.
What is it?
It's a Playboy from September 2001. Jerri.
Oh my gosh, there you are.
It's you.
Oh, that is me. You know, I forget that I did that sometimes.
I bought this back in 2001 when it was just $5.99. I have no idea what it is now because I hadn't been buying them through the years. Because that would be so weird.
I think you just dated us both. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
So, T-Bird, I have a question for you. You were labeled the Tina of Survivor Africa. And I'm just wondering, like, what did you think of that title? Were you offended by it or did you embrace it?
No, I wasn't offended by it, but the first couple of days, they would kind of slip up. I guess the T kind of threw them off, and they'd say Tina instead of Theresa. So I said, y'all just call me T-Bird. So that's where the T-Bird came in. It's just a nickname I had in college, Jerri. I wanted to separate myself as much as I could from Tina, since we were both the same characters, if you will, the soccer moms. I thought, I can't have them remembering that Tina just won because, you know, that was S2 and we were S3. So that's the reason I made a point to say, y'all just call me T-Bird.
Well, I love it. And you know what? I got to say, T-Bird, you look better than you ever have, which is, you know, I always thought you were a really good role model for women playing Survivor Africa, which I still think is the most difficult season of all time. But, I mean, I saw your video on CBS.com, and you are in amazing shape. What do you do to stay in shape?
Jerri, because I'm a large eater, and I don't want to go to the expense of buying new clothes, I just have worked out as far as running and weightlifting and yoga, just doing everything I've always done so I can eat the way I like to eat. So, you know.
Well, you're doing a great job.
People have asked me since.
You look amazing. You really do. And you know what, I want to get right into this second chance season because what a treat for the viewers to get to choose who's on this season. If you could go back in time, let's say you were back in Africa, can you pinpoint the exact moment in the game where you felt like you might have made a misstep? And if you could share that moment with us and then also tell me what you might have done differently. All
right. Well, Jerri, I hate to say there was nothing. I kept trying to do, the minute they dropped us off in Africa, the alliances were formed as far as the younger group going, you know, forming their alliance. And from there, you know, I was just trying anything I could do to stay in the game as far as the women's alliance and always kind of jumping around to see what I could work out. But, you know, I've heard that the game is so much different now than it was back then. But I can tell you that alliances change every day now, that you don't go in, and I'm hoping that'll be better for me because in Africa, alliances were set with the young alliance, and then when I moved over to the other side, their alliances were already set as well. So I'm hoping that'll be helpful for me.
So T-Bird, I have to ask you, for this second chance season, what do you think is going to be the most challenging part of it for you with the new game and everything, because the game has completely changed from when you and I played it originally?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting because we've all played the game before. So if everybody's done their homework, which I feel sure they have, you know, we're familiar with each other's characters and the way we play. And I think that's going to make it interesting. And again, when we played a few years back, we didn't have, you know, a lot of, we were fans, but we, like the players now, it seems like are super fans, and they have studied the game and the players. So I'm just wondering how that'll affect the game.
Yeah, and that it's also, there weren't immunity idols when we were around, so I know that's going to be something
Jerri,
you really have to adjust to.
Again, that makes perfect sense what you're saying, because people say it's so different now. Yeah, it is different now, because to me, you've got more to strategize with, because you've got immunity idols. You can find one, you can make one up, you can trade it, you can go to Exile Island, maybe if that's there, Redemption Island. There's just a whole lot more things. You know, it's evolved in so many ways that it's more options than what we had back in the day.
Well, what are you most looking forward to in this upcoming season that I know you're going to get on?
Jerri, I'm really just looking forward to seeing really how I can play this game with all the with the twists and turns, just like we talked about, with the idols thrown in, you know, just like what we've seen on this season, where they're throwing in the extra vote at Tribal Council. And I feel quite sure, because all of us have played before, they're going to keep it as interesting as they can, and we're going to see even more twists and turns than we've seen in the past.
Absolutely. I can't, you know what, I am so excited to see you on the list of people to vote for, and I'm out there plugging you every single day on social media. And thank you so much, T-Bird, for coming in and letting me interview you and, you know, pleading your case to America, and well, actually the world at this point. And I want to encourage all of you out there to go to CBS.com right now and vote for T-Bird. Let's see, I want to see her come back, and I know she's going to be a great person to watch. Thanks again, T-Bird.
Thank you, Jerri. Thank you.
Thanks for joining theStream.tv.
Thank you.